Game 1 of gillySharks at Bingo Night versus BG... crap, I can't read that on the text there. BG... GuWutine? I don't have a clue how to pronounce your guys' team name. I'm very sorry. That is a mouthful and a half. But we will go ahead and look at the map bans. For those of you who are unfamiliar with replay casting, it is incredibly annoying to figure out who picked the map, so we're not going to worry about that. But gillyShark at Bingo Night went ahead and banned out Velskaya Foundry and Alterac Pass. GuWutine. GuWutine. Oh, guillotine but uwu. GuWutine. Gotcha. GuWutine. Interesting team name. Thank you very much for letting me know that. But yeah, where was I? gillyShark spent out Velskaya Foundry and Alterac Pass. Very macro-heavy map. Well, not very heavy macro maps. Kind of a little bit of everything maps. So they're probably not a generalist team. BG GuWutine went ahead and banned out Cursed Hollow and Towers of Doom. Very macro-heavy maps, so we're likely going to be seeing very strong team fight from them. And I'm guessing they picked the map, judging by the map and bans. But, we have stalled long enough. Let's go ahead and get... Oh, crap. Is it not working? Oh, it is working. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the match. The good luck, have funs are already going out. On the left side here, for gillySharks, we have Schumann on Varian Perian. We have Ekb on... I need to turn my music back on. There we go. Ekb on Tychus. Stark on Kelthos. Cryotinsin on Malfurion. And the Lazy Hydra on Blaze, bringing the heats. On the side for GuWutine, we have Lighthouse on the ever-adorable Diva. We have Connie on the Kerrigan, a very rare pick for high divisions. We have Stag something. Snagane? Snagane on ETC. Let's go with that. Ooh on the Junkrats. Who am I missing? DHM Giblets on Anduin. Bringing the light and the pull. We already see the 4-man rotation starting up. Very typical for high divisions. And there's likely going to see a bit of aggression here. Not going to really lead to anything, it looks like. Bot lane is getting, has already been picked up. I'm surprised GuWutine is ahead on rotation. Against Kelthos, that is a very difficult thing to pull off. But being ahead on rotation as 1 minute comes to the timer. Yep, as expected, we are going to see them go ahead and steal this middle siege camp. That's a decent amount of XP that's going to get denied. And it's basically already dead. Kerrigan's shield eats most of the damage she just took there. Little bit of XP getting lost on the side of gillySharks, unless they can step up and pick that up. Varian is in a really awkward spot this early on in the game. Bot camp being picked up as well. GuWutine is on a serious roll pressure-wise. It is going to take a decent amount of effort for gillyShark to help minimize the amount of pressure starting out. This is what you do against a slow start hero like Varian. You just put a ton of pressure onto the map, onto the enemy team, and force them to play at your pace and not their own. We are seeing another camp get picked up on the side of GuWutine. Let's go ahead and look at talents. Doesn't look like there's going to be much else crazy going on at this point in time. Varian did take the range quest as well as taunt, which is to be expected. Tychus going quarterback. I don't think that's the usual level 1. But he is holding on the 4. Oh, there it is. Yep, bigger they are, to be expected. everything's pretty much to be expected so far. On the side of gillySharks. As for the side of GuWutine, we do see also pretty much standard stuff. I don't know what Kerrigan's build is at this point, honestly. Like, I do not see her in competitive play basically ever. She does work pretty well with this team, and she has been providing a lot of macro pressure so far. 10s are going to be really rough for her, I think. Once the enemy team has stuff to kind of punish her for her movements. But it looks like they're going to be using her for her map pressure currently as they try and get the 7 talent tier before actually committing to the objective. Just kind of poking things with Junkrat. Div A does have Diva Bomb available. Taunt does go out. There's the Diva Bomb, forcing the opponents off the fight there. Objective is already going in favor of GuWutine. Yeah, GuWutine. And it does not look like gillySharks are going to contest. They're just going to go ahead and back off for the time being, which GuWutine is absolutely okay with. This is a lot of pressure, and it's just going to snowball faster and faster unless gillySharks can find some way to shut this down. This is a lot of pressure early on, and a lot of just, honestly, everything. They got the objective, they're controlling the map, there is very little gillySharks is allowed to do at this point. They're just trying to stabilize, and they really desperately need a win here. Does not look like GuWutine is going to steal the mid fort entire, which does make sense. It's only 4.5 minutes in. That is a fairly difficult ask. They might have been able to pull it off, but instead they're just going to try and go for XP advantage. Try and maintain that level lead, and not worry too much about the mid lane fort. They can take it out anytime they win another fight. Being in the lead like this does allow GuWutine to just kind of play it safe. Fight does kind of does start out here. Taunt does go out. Bot camp is already taken care of. I'm going to go ahead and take a sip here. Alright, for those of you who are joining me from other games I've streamed, this is what I more typically do, is casting. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. And yeah. If you're not familiar with how the game works, I will try and explain anything if you have questions. Little bit of invade going on here. gillySharks trying to find some sort of opportunity to gain an advantage, any advantage. And GuWutine just playing incredibly safe, though. Kerrigan going down. Pull is probably not available. She does go down. That is one of the weaknesses of Kerrigan. She has 0 disengage tools. If the fight is not going her way, she just dies. They have to be winning the fight, or Kerrigan is dead weight. 10s are picked up by GuWutine, but without Kerrigan available, that's a decent amount of what was providing map pressure for GuWutine. Tychus is just going to go ahead and clean up bot for relatively free. Ult does go out onto the Tychus, losing half his health already, and bunch of ults going out onto the Tychus. That is 3 ultimates for 1 corpse. Arguably not worth it, especially something with as long a cooldown as Mosh Pit. That is not going to be up for the next fight, I don't think. Sieging is going on in the bot lane. Kerrigan back up in the mid. Meanwhile, she's going to go ahead and do the offlane tool, or offlane job. Meanwhile, KT and Blaze trying to trade fort for fort. They have about the same amount of siege, if I had to take a guess. Kerrigan's going to try and answer top, though. Quite successfully, in fact. So bot fort does go in favor of GuWutine, as does top fort. That is most unfortunate for gillySharks. Everything they try and do is just getting shut down time and time again. They need to find an opening. They need to find a mistake. Diva Bomb probably going to go out here. Nope, she's just going to leave and heal herself up. Objective is up now. Kerrigan staying top lane. gillyShark's going to try and use this to their advantage. Kerrigan not being here, this is 5v4. Ults are available for both teams aside from Mosh Pit. D.Va goes down without popping D.Va Bomb. Light Bomb saves the baby D.Va. Phoenix doing a fair amount of damage to the backline. Tyre does come in. Kerrigan joining the fight a little late with a double stun, though. Does take out the KT. Blaze is very low. Should be able to stay alive, though. Oh, no, he does get the stun and goes down. That is a 2-for-0 trade. GuWutine turned the fight completely with just a Light Bomb. I guess, and Junkrat, but basically just a Light Bomb. Kerrigan did pop ult. What's her ult? Oh, she went Ultralisk. That makes sense. No game sounds? Oh, no game sounds! I'm sorry! I changed my setup a little bit ago, and I must have not updated my settings. That should work. Thank you very much for letting me know that. This is a Frozen Punisher straight on to keep. 13 advantage. This could very easily be game here if gillySharks makes a single mistake. They have had a very unforgiving match so far. Every little tiny thing they've done has just gotten shut down time and time again. They can't make mistakes here, or it is in fact game, even with Kerrigan top lane. They are going to play it safe, try and burn down the Punisher as best they can. GuWutine not taking the risk of diving onto the enemy team. They aren't going to try and secure the game win here. Just got to take things slow and safe, put as much pressure onto the keep as possible while moving on to different parts of the map, putting pressure everywhere they can. Punisher does go down. Top fort probably will as well, though. Indeed. So they got the top fort with the Punisher. That is all forts down on the side of gillySharks. GuWutine playing very safe there. I would have made the call to go for the risky plays, all forts up. Like, it's definitely the call I would make. Blaze does get out of there relatively scot-free. But they're instead playing it safe. So gillySharks has a chance to try and make a comeback here. GuWutine, with their safe plays, giving them that opportunity. And it looks like gillySharks is going to try and take it. GuWutine is very split up here. gillySharks has got to find a pick, probably 2, before 16s happen. Move does happen to get the invade, ETC trying to get to his friends as best they can. Both damage getting off the camp just fine. Junkrat's going to keep poking at the objective a little bit. Mosh Pit does go out, finding no one. Bunker does drop into the middle of GuWutine. D.Va Bomb into the back line, probably going to take out KT here. He does stay alive, but barely. gillySharks losing only 1, despite that fight going very much not in their favor there towards the end. Not sure how they managed to all stay alive, but they're all alive. (16-13), we are 3 levels of death territory, meaning gillySharks, I know I said they couldn't make any mistakes before, but just the amount of punishment for any mistakes they make is just slowly increasing. Blaze will be back up shortly. Should be back to the fight soon. And it looks like GuWutine is going to make a play for this bot keep with their 16s. Tychus does pop his ult to try and back them off. And it does successfully back off GuWutine. Blaze looking to make a flank here. Ults are available pretty much for the entirety of both teams, aside from Tychus's Odin. Kerrigan could get picked out here. She doesn't have any tools to her name, aside from the Light Bomb. Light Bomb and Windpool, so nothing personal. Everything's external. GuWutine really wants to make a play here, but they're just not seeing an opportunity to. Phoenix does go out. GuWutine does full disengage. That is going to be Phoenix down for the objective in the top lane there. GuWutine does not seem to care at all about the objective, sending only Kerrigan up there. Looks like they're going to try and take this keep. gillyShark does respond, leaving Blaze to go deal with the Kerrigan. I think Blaze wins that 1v1, but don't quote me. Varian desperately trying to find a pick here. I'm just not able to connect. A few times he had a good taunt opportunity, his team was just too far away. He has to chase way too hard, and he then just can't taunt anything. Kerrigan's answering the, or capping the objective completely uncontested. I'm honestly not sure what to play for gillySharks this year. They've got to answer bot, they've got to answer the objective. Looks like they're going to leave Blaze to defend while everybody else gets the objective. Now, they do have KT and Tychus. Both are very good at getting this objective very quickly. But does get taken out. But GuWutine rotates very quickly up to top. Blaze is going to be a little late. This is going to be 4v5 for about 5 seconds, probably. KT very much in an awkward position, but he does get saved by the root. Taunt does go out onto the Diva. She's very far into the enemy backline here. Trying desperately to defense matrix as much as she can. Diva Bomb does go out, finding no one. Arcane Punisher does get picked up by GuWutine. This is pushing onto a already damaged keep. Phoenix is back up in 30 seconds for the defense here. Defense is probably going to be over by then, honestly, though. Jump does go out. ETC slide to follow it up. Frontline in an awkward position. Light Bomb does not find anyone thanks to the bunker. Pyre does get destroyed. Bunker gets destroyed as well. Blaze is very healthy, though, and perfectly fine. Jump goes out onto 4! Big pull by the Kerrigan. Lots of damage onto the Blaze. He does go down very quickly, getting stun-locked by all of the things. Ultralisk just harassing the enemy backline here. Jump goes out onto 2. Mosh Pit onto 3. Mosh Pit does get stunned out, though. Varian does go down, as does ETC, getting taken out by that mid keep. Just a little low on awareness there. Kerrigan being as aggressive as she can. Light Bomb, not Light Bomb, Living Bomb does get spread. gillyShark's doing as much as they can to defend this. They're doing very well, but it's probably just not going to be enough, as GuWutine is still very healthy. They do have 20s. GGs are getting called. Light Bomb goes out, but does not go off, as game number 1 does come to a beautiful end. Everybody loot your legendaries. That was a very solid game number 1. Very solid. Yeah, gillySharks just could not find a foot to stand on. That pre-4 Varian put them in a really awkward position, and they just never could recover from it. It's very unfortunate. It was just awkward position after awkward position. They took risks and didn't get anything with them. They weren't punished for the risks, but yeah, it very, very unfortunate for gillySharks. They played well. Like, don't get me wrong, they did play very well. They just couldn't get anything to roll with, and it just, it feels bad to watch that. A team doing so well and just getting nothing. Every time they did well, it was just, nope. Nope, not AVI. AVI? AVI sounds right. Is it AVI? Whatever. That's gonna bug me now. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my water quick and roll an ad. So that we don't have one in the middle of the next match. Because again, that is disrespectful to both teams. So I will see you all in 40 seconds or so. For those of you who aren't seeing ads, though, yeah. I don't know what to talk about. I am still recording. I should pause the recording. Game number 2! So, GuWutine did succeed in game number 1. It was a very well-played game by both teams. But unfortunately, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on which team you prefer, GuWutine did just outplay the other one. Or, did outplay gillySharks. gillySharks did ban out Alterac Pass as well as Velskaya Foundry. GuWutine did ban out Cursed Hollow and Towers of Doom, which I'm not sure why, having actually seen them play. They have really solid macro. I don't know why they banned out heavy macro maps. But they did win Infernal Shrines with a lot of macro, and we are going to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Still not sure who chose it, but yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Sorry about the slowdown there. I burped a little bit. Oh crap. How do you unselect things? I forgot how to unselect things. There we go. Alright, we have Chess Looter on Tychus, Schumann on the Stitches, Thundercats on Anduin, Stark on the Hogger, and the Lazy Hydra on the ever-large and threatening Deathwing. On the other side, we have BG GuWutine, and we have Sagan... I still don't know how to pronounce that. Saganaz? Sagana? Saganaz. Something! On the Beetle, Linehouse on the ever-adorable Diva, Woohoo on... or Wohoo? Whoa, no, I think. On Junkrat, Canny on the Sylvanas, and DHM Giblets on the, crap, on Rhaegar. Health bar's going down very quickly. Shenanigans backwards. Or Snag, okay. Thank you very much, Giblets. I've been trying to pronounce that name in my mind all day so far. Or all match so far. And very unsuccessfully, I might add. If you control Alt-O, then the little replay overlay in the control Alt-O. Did not work. Thank you, though. And I don't remember all the hotkeys, so definitely appreciate the, at least attempt to help out there, because I don't like it there. You guys really can't see it anyway, but hey. Bull does go out onto the Beetle, who does stay alive very easily. So one thing to note, the high health pools of gillyShark are going to work really well early on and fall off later. So if they manage to keep the early game lead they're going to have via all that HP, they're going to be really well off. If not, things are going to be a little awkward. Both mid camps are picked up by both teams. Blue mid camp dies incredibly quickly. Both sides about even on gems. Bot camp is getting picked up by our blue team here. Hogger versus Rhaegar. Interesting bit of a duel going on there. Deathwing trying to clear out mid. Not the most ideal thing in the world, as he is a Deathwing. He does not do a whole lot of PvE damage. Does get a fair amount of damage onto the heroes, though, and just that passive AoE doing a fair amount of damage to the lane. XP is about even. Neither side has turn in. There's not much to talk about at the moment, so let's go ahead and look at some talents. Looks like about standard build for everyone. Sylvanas is dagger build, which makes sense with this massive heavy front line. Other than that, I'm not really seeing anything abnormal. Is that? No, that is on the realm. Hogger's Joggers, though. Hogger's Joggers is not usually picked up. Beetle might be in a bit of danger here. I don't know if he has Burrow available. He does manage to stay alive, though. Both sides moving around the map, trying to pick up gems. gillySharks does turn in their gems, which means they won't lose any if anyone dies, and they do now have turn-in available. Deathwing securing another 5 gems. Does not get interrupted by the Junkrat. The other 5 gems needed are on the Tychus, and we might see a team fight starting up here. Stark also has the gems in the bot lane. Both sides kind of positioning for the team fight mentioned earlier. 7s are available for GuWutine. Big pull onto the Junkrat with the Stitches. Junkrat does not go down. Control Shift O. Thank you! I will have to try and remember that for the future. GuWutine just not able to find their turn-in. Both have turn-in available. And it does look like... No, still no one getting their turn-in. Both sides just dueling it out, trying to get the turn-in. Here comes the Cataclysm. And red Web Weavers are the ones that ascend Sylvanas, turning in that top lane all stealthy-like. Almost like she's a ranger or something. These Web Weavers are coming out. Now, question is, how much can they benefit from these Web Weavers? Big wave in the middle. I remember it as overlay. Knows everything. Thank you very much for knowing everything. A big push into the bot lane. This is not usually the heavy priority on this map. Usually it's top as the boss is up there. But bot lane is also very strong, as it is a very long wave. Or lane, rather. Which does make it a bit easier to kind of build nasty waves. Mid's also kind of going down here. Anubrak's probably going to jump in with his beetles. And it does go down. Turn-in still available for gillyShark if they can get a kill here. Deathwing a bit low, though. He's probably going to go ahead and take flight there, and yes, he does. Both sides a 9. Neither side getting 10s quite yet. We are going to start seeing gillyShark falling off as 10s come available. Health pool does not scale as well into the late game as much as damage. Both sides do pick up their mid camp. Turn-in is an option. I don't know how to phrase that. It's no longer locked. So we might see gillyShark starting to make a play. Now, being the second to turn-in is arguably a advantage in and of itself, because they could potentially get a double turn-in, which is a death sentence on this map. Deathwing trying to get out of the sticky situation he has found himself in. He does lose one of his plates, but is overall alright. That's a beefy mid lane, though. Deathwing losing a lot of health just to the minions there. Losing a lot more health just to the minions. GuWutine is going to react to the Gorge. Bit of a kidnapping going on here. Junkrat tried to stay afloat. Ancestral goes out on him. Deathwing very low. Mind Control onto the Stitches. Unfortunately, probably not going to die. Light Bomb goes out. A bit of miscommunication there. As Stitches did try and walk away, it only found one. Stitches doing everything he can to stay afloat, but he does go down. Blue Web Weavers do come down. They do still have the double turn-in option, as Stitch's gems were picked up, and I don't think any other gems were lost. Let's go ahead and check the gem counts. They may not have double turn-in. Hard to know for sure without actually doing the math. But Fort does go down during the blue Web Weavers. That is a bit unfortunate. Bot lane already pushed up a bit for blue. Cataclysm goes out. This team fight is very advantageous for gillyShark, as it's just keeping people into the top lane while the rest is pushing. Bot is being cleared out just fine and for free by the Diva, though. And gillyShark's trying to make as much of an advantage out of the mid-web weavers as they can. There goes the Riptire. Deathwing doing as much damage as he can. He is now past the level 10 point. Deathwing swaps what he can do very well once he hits that 10 mark. I very much enjoy playing Deathwing for that very reason. He goes from being an absolute beefy monster pre-10 to being a huge damage dealer at 13. 10 to 13 is his weakest point. Turn-in is available for both teams. We might see a blue double turn-in here. 13s are available for GuWutine, and they are trying to make a play. Hogger taking a bit of damage, though. He does run away using his Hog Wild. Lots of damage going out. Diva Bomb does get dropped as... yeah, I was pretty sure it would. Hook finds only a Beetle. Deathwing does take flight, and it's red Web Weavers that go down. Lanes are in the midpoint here. Lots of damage on to gillyShark. Not going to find anyone, though. Without the lanes being pushed up, the Web Weavers are a bit less threatening. Here's GuWutine doing exactly what they did before, pushing in all the lanes at the same time, making sure not to waste any of the Web Weavers, or make sure... allow any of them to be cleaned up for free. Does look like they're going to go ahead and give up mid as Odin was called in, and instead take out bot lane here. Lots of damage coming out from the Sylvanas, and she shuts down the towers, allowing one tower to go down for essentially completely free. Here's the top lane priority. Deathwing doing as much damage as he can. Big Fear, Anubarak a little out of position. He does have the Burrow available, I'm pretty sure. So he should be perfectly safe. 13s do come out for gillyShark, but now we're really going to start seeing gillyShark fall behind. They just aren't going to have a whole lot of damage talents to their name at this point going forward. They're really beefy, they're really survivable, but unfortunately, that does not scale well, and they were not able to take advantage of that strong early game that they have as a whole bunch of tanks. They are going to go ahead and turn in the top lane here, getting their second turn-in. Unfortunately, their lanes are all pushed up to their side of the map, and camps were picked up by GuWutine. Beautiful play by GuWutine. This is probably just going to be essentially a wasted turn-in. It's going to get a little bit of value, but not much, as it's just going to kind of stabilize the game. Big aggression coming out from GuWutine. They aren't caring about anything aside from the team fight. Anduin Pool comes out, lots of stuns by the Anubarak. Light Bomb attempting to save Tychus, but too little too late. Lazy Hydra is also going down. He does manage to stay afloat, though. Ancestral onto someone. I did not see who. Diva does use the defense matrix to stay afloat. They are going to have to answer the Web Weavers a little bit, but that mid camp as well as the bot camp both pretty much shut down those Web Weavers. They're probably going to lose a fort, but they did manage to take out Tychus, which is a decent amount of teamfight damage and a little bit of their siege. And they may not give up fort here. GuWutine is attempting to bully them back. The attempted stun onto the Deathwing. Hate to see it. It was probably just for damage, but still. It always feels good to be a Deathwing and just eat CC like that and just kind of go, yep, that's what I did. That's how I work. GuWutine is looking for the aggression here. Pummel does slow them a decent amount as well as reducing spell power. Schumann, though, in a bit of a tricky situation. He does get pulled out by the Anduin. Lazy Hydra tried to back him up. A little bit of miscommunication. Fear goes out right as the Deathwing does go down. Light Bomb not finding a target as Hog Wild did not quite go where he wanted it to. Mid-camp picked up for GuWutine. 16s have been available for GuWutine for a little while now, and they're just going to keep up the pressure exactly like they did last game. This is almost an exact duplicate of last game. Both teams playing incredibly well, but gillyShark's just not able to find anything to get things rolling. It's not like they're playing bad. It's just things are not going their way. Still could pull it out, though. Not likely, though, as double turn-in does come in. Maybe not actually double turn-in. I forget who last turn-in was. But with the lanes all pushed up onto the side of gillyShark's map, these web weavers are going to be full health right onto the structures. Except top. GuWutine apparently does not care about top. Yes, BG won first game. My tracker is apparently not working right. Fear does go out. Light Bomb as well onto no one, unfortunately. Diva does go down, but it looks like she's going to trade with Deathwing. Deathwing does pop the Elementium platings to stay afloat. Does go in with very little health. Gorge went on to the Anubarak, who's taking a lot of damage. He does have Beetles to try and stay afloat, but he does go down. That is a 2-for-0 trade. Keep does go down, unfortunately, and the Web Weavers are still pushing into the map. Let me go ahead and fix the score. Very quickly. Ta-da! Score fixed. Web Weavers do go down, but that is 2 keeps down. Yes, I did. Thank you very much. I'm an idiot, not stupid. Blue is going to go ahead and turn in for the stabilization here, as well as just to make sure they don't lose the gens. There's no way these Web Weavers are going to get, like, much value at all. It's very unfortunate. gillySharks does manage to take the top lane. They do now have a possible win con. If they turn in and get bossed, they definitely have a win con set up in the top lane. It's difficult to do and it requires a lot of luck, but it is entirely possible. Once again, though, GuWutine does manage to get both camps putting a lot of pressure onto these Web Weavers, negating what little stabilization power they already had. They are just absolutely keeping the pressure on here. Top Web Weaver is going down pretty quick, but with GuWutine split up, they might have made a mistake here. Diva in a bit of trouble. Fear does go out. She's probably done. Defense Matrix went out. She managed to stay afloat until she got her boosters back. Lots of damage onto both teams. Doesn't look like anyone's really finding anything at the moment. Tychus is in a bit of trouble, though. Pool does go out. Cocoon onto the Anduin. Gets burned down very quickly. Deathwing in a lot of trouble there. His heal was negated by negating his damage, as is typical for Diva. And he does go down. Light Bomb to try and slow down the Diva. But it looks like this is probably a game here, as GuWutine is walking onto core here, trying to keep everyone afloat. I don't see how Astitius and Anduin are going to stop this core push. GGs are getting called, as the blue team does agree with me. Ancestral does go out, and lots of damage onto the core. It is now just an Anduin who does dodge the mind control. Even more GGs get called. Core down to 50%. No one alive for the next 10-15 seconds. There's like no siege on this team. There we go. That core took forever to go down. But forever was not long enough. Yeah, no, that game too was a mirror of game number 1. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Like, gillySharks was really playing well. They just could not get anything done. Every time they tried to get anything done, GuWutine was like 5 steps ahead of them. It's a classic example of 2 really good teams. One just played better than the other. Like, it feels bad. I did not see any major mistakes from either of them. Like, just... Man, GuWutine was, like, 2 steps ahead the entire time. I kind of want to cast another one, but I don't feel like I have energy for it. Well, either way, that was the end of our 2-game series. So I'm either way going to stop this recording. So thank you for watching that, and I'm going to, you know what, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to stop the recording, grab some water, and we'll see if we do a double header.